Second one, and often people say to me, you're too late in telling me this one. Anybody suffer from nerves when they speak? Yeah? Everybody else feels really good and very comfortable when they get up and speak, do they? All right, that's great, fantastic. I don't need to worry about the next 5 things, because they're all about nerves. Does anybody want me to cover them? Yeah? Okay, all right. The first one is, and this is psychological. I don't know really quite why it works. I just know it works. Whenever you start to feel nervous and you're about to get up and speak, just tell yourself, yes, I'll be nervous, but not right now. I'll be nervous later. And it immediately goes out of your mind and you stop being nervous. You see, the mind always focuses on what you tell it to focus on. So if you tell the mind to focus on that you're being nervous and you keep repeating that, guess what? You're going to be nervous. So you have to say, yes, I will be nervous, but not right now. And every time that thought comes into your mind, tell yourself, you will be nervous later. What eventually is going to happen is you're going to stand up to speak, and it's time to be nervous. The problem is that you've promised yourself you'll be nervous later, so you don't have time to be nervous. So that's the first one. Second one, immediately before you get up to speak, and you're going to be careful with this one, take 3 deep breaths. Don't over-hyperventilate. We don't want you crashing to the ground before you get up to speak. It's not going to be any excuse that you've passed out. You need to take 3 deep breaths. That actually cleanses your mind, cleanses your system, but it also calms you down. Anybody here smokers? Isn't it great in today's society, you know, when you do that? If I'd done that 20 years ago, half the audience would have gone up. But I believe that one of the reasons that people smoke, and have you ever heard this? That when somebody says, why do they smoke? Because I was feeling a bit apprehensive, or I was feeling a bit nervous, they start smoking. They're inhaling some air. Granted, not the best of air, but they're inhaling air, and that has a calming effect. And that, I believe, is why inhaling air actually calms you down. It calms your nervous system down. The third thing is that the audience, believe it or not, is on your side. Very often they say, I'm going to bore that audience. Am I boring anybody here, by the way? Oh, thank you. Often you feel like you're going to let your audience down. You feel like somehow you're not good enough to speak in front of them. You are, and the audience generally is on your side. Anybody ever been to a restaurant or gone to a movie and said, I hope it's going to be awful? No, you want it to be good. So does your audience. When you get up and speak, your audience wants you to be good. Now the challenge is, of course, to be good. But if you be yourself, then you will be good. Does it take practice? Yes, absolutely. But don't be afraid to do it. Remember, the audience is on your side. They came to listen to you. They want to hear what you've got to say. Even if they are a greater expert in that subject than you are, they will usually find something they can take away from it. Or they'll find some new perspective in the particular area that they are an expert in, and they will be able to use that for themselves. They decide they're coming to listen to you. They will give you the courtesy of listening to you, and they will be on your side. So just remember that. The next thing, and again, it really comes down to what you can do in order to get rid of those nerves, and the key is preparation. Always prepare well. Whenever you're trying to do anything, if you've prepared for it, then you're going to feel that much more confident. And so it is in speaking. If you prepare well, you know what you're going to say, you're going to feel that much more confident. So don't do without preparation. I have heard so many speakers say, oh, but I don't want to seem canned. I don't want to seem as if I've rehearsed this. It's not about rehearsing, it's about preparation. It's about having an idea of what you're going to say. No, you're not going to put one word in front of the other. You're not going to learn it. That's acting. Speaking is not acting. Unfortunately, there's a lot of workshops out there who hire professional actors and people who have been to drama school to teach speaking. Couldn't be a worse situation. You need to be yourself when you're a speaker. Maybe larger than life, but you need to be yourself. It's not about acting. And you don't need to learn your lines. You just need to embody your lines. I am going fast through this, and you'll realize why 10 in 10 minutes is kind of just doesn't work. But never mind, I want to give you a taster here. When you do your opening, open strong. Memorize your opening. Know what you're going to say, because that's when you're going to be your most nervous. First 2 minutes and what you're going to say, if you have that memorized and you're able to do that, you're going to feel much more confident when you actually start to speak. Because after 2 minutes, you're going to settle down and you're going to feel that much easier.